You know, one of the words I've been like pondering upon a lot over the last year is hedonism. Um, it's something I picked up because of all the travel I did last year. I traveled all over the world. I was in Singapore, Dubai, UK, and I've traveled a lot in my life. And I think this is true for human beings all over the world. You see a little less hedonism in the subcontinent, and you keep seeing more of it as you go out. And I'm not approaching this from an egoistic perspective. I'm just trying to be observational. Hedonism loosely means living life with the intention to gain pleasures constantly. And for me, after I traveled, I realized that this is the biggest beauty of the subcontinent. That yes, there is hedonism, but it's slightly lesser than the rest of the world. And it's the advantage of being born in the subcontinent. I was discussing this with someone I met in the UK. I was like shooting for podcasts and I was gymming one day and I met this really cool guy, really buff. He was working out well and we started talking about sports. And then I realized that he's also an immigrant in the UK. He's from Latin America. And I asked him this about hedonism. He's like, actually, there's a lot of loneliness in the air. And that's what leads itself into hedonism. And I thought about the subcontinent again. I realized that there is loneliness here for sure. Everyone's lonely all over the world. Slightly lesser loneliness in the subcontinent because we have a very strong sense of community.
Yes.
India, it's like you have a very supportive friend circle. You know, the friendships here are genuinely deep, which is not the case for the rest of the world, but you understand that when you travel to the rest of the world.
Yes. Yeah, I think people generally want to be loved. I think it's this hunger for love that maybe sometimes, maybe not always, but sometimes they participate in such acts and then they get lost. It becomes a habit, and maybe they have the means to recreate that experience again and again. So they keep doing it again and again. So it becomes addictive, and they don't know otherwise. And because they're stuck in this loop, recreating this experience, physically pleasure over and over again, they don't they stop believing in love. Yeah, or they think love is uh, a fantasy. I think at its core, everybody wants to be loved. Everybody is craving for love. um, Love is also very karmic in a way. It very much depends on your past connection. Every relationship, a relationship between me and my dogs, it's also karmic. The love I have for my dogs is karmic. The love I have for my parents is karmic. The love I have for my friends is also karmic. You don't have the same connection with everybody. Yeah, it's very difficult to know what level, to what degree do you have a strong connection with somebody. But then I think once in a while it is possible to meet somebody who is genuinely very lovely, caring, with whom you vibe very well, and who treats you with respect equally. And is not only a loving companion but also a good friend. Uh, I think when you engage yourself in these kind of meaningless, hedonistic, physical pleasure, recreating again and again, the chances of meeting somebody and then that person liking you are very slim compared to if you live a more disciplined life. You know, if you don't necessarily always go after these physical pleasures, maybe there are the chances that you will encounter somebody nice who will love you for who you are, with whom you can have a lovely life, wonderful life, ethical, moral life. I think that increases. So I think you're shutting the door if you are participating too much in these kind of hedonistic lifestyle. I think it's, yeah.
I'm of the belief that a human being can manifest every aspect of their life. I'm of the belief that a human body, mind, and spirit can work as a magnet. So if you actually want love, that's the energy you have to give out as well. If you give out love to all beings, love will come back to you in some way or the other. But this is where a lot of young people, especially, end up going wrong because in that search for love, they end up settling at just loose.
Yeah, I think, see, this is one thing that has bothered me. How much do we know somebody? When you talk about presenting yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, expressing it to attract love, how much of it is superficial and how much of it is actually meaningful. And also, how much do you know somebody when you talk to somebody? Right? Recently, it was Valentine's. I'm sure lots of people propose to each other, and they always look at each other's face, into the eyes, and then they profess their love or whatever, and they think that they know the person. But how much of a person do you actually know? You're only looking at their face, at their eyes, which is like maybe 5% of the body. You have never looked at somebody's knees, elbows, knuckles, feet, and said, like, oh, you look lovely. I care about you so much. But that is also part of that person. The leg is a part of a person. The arms, the elbows, they're also part of a person. But then we never acknowledge them. How much do we know about people? We think we know a lot about people, but we always settle only for the appearance, the beautiful makeup, the beautiful look that you represent to the people, so that you can attract good companions, and then it becomes very shallow. So I think you should look, when you look at people, not only look with your eyes, but you should learn to look with your heart also. Yeah, feel how the person is, not just see how the person is, feel how the person is. We have known each other for the past 4 years now, roughly. And we have met not that much, every now and then. But then I feel how you are. The entire nation knows how you look like. And they may be attracted to you or maybe not. But I go beyond that. I feel how you actually are. I can feel you. I feel you at a very complete level, very deep level. So I don't just look at Ranveer with your hair, with your face, with your clothes. I feel Ranveer. I feel your consciousness. You know what I mean? I'm with you at a deeper level. So there is this sense of strong bond. That's friendship. That's love in a way. And that if you can have something like that kind of affinity with your partner, with a man, with a woman, I think then love becomes real. A relationship becomes very meaningful. Then you realize that all these hedonistic practices are very superficial, and you should, I think it's good to be loyal and dedicated, and life becomes very beautiful.